Good afternoon, everyone. It is 3 o'clock and it's time for yet another reveal. We are now entering reveal number 98. This is a 1963 Denver roll from the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland. Let me shut my printer off real quick. Running my printer, my monitors, my microphone, my computer. I've got two printers and a number of lamps off the same switch. Seems to draw too much power and everything flickers. So what I'm doing is shutting certain things down that I don't need during my broadcast while I broadcast so that I can do so without being shut down in any form or fashion. Can everybody hear me? Everybody hear me out there? I've got my 50 names here. 50 names plus one chip for the wrapper itself. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to open my roll. And with this little tool right here, has a little rake on the end of it. And all I do is find the end seam on the paper. And then I just pull straight out with that little hook on the end. Pull straight out on the paper. And it will begin to unroll for me. A little bit difficult because a lot of these machine wrapped rolls are very tightly rolled at the end. So I kind of have to play with them for a little while to get them to open, but it's a lot faster than trying to do it with my fingers. There we go. Finally, I got it. There it is. Now all I have to do is pick it apart. And that will happen rather quickly. Got that end done. I'll go over and work on the other end. Usually one end is a little easier than the other for some reason or another. I think it's because of which one was wrapped first versus which one was wrapped last. And there's that. So now I have that done. I can just pull my roll over the coins. And there we go. So we've got Eric Beyer, Joe McBride, James Eubanks, Paul Hampton, James Worley, Kevin Speaks, Mr. Dowdle, Jeff Dunn, Paul Hampton. I already said Paul Hampton. Now we got everybody in here. It looks like we're probably going to get for now. So take a quick overview of the coins. They look nice. Yeah. Looks like there's some spots on some of them. Overall, they look pretty nice. So let's draw for coin number one. We are, of course, looking for repunch mint marks in this, but we're also going to be looking for the major double die obverses that are well known. Paul Hampton's going to get that first coin. It was tails facing out, so the head should be pretty nice. And got a little spot there. I'm not seeing anything here heading off this roll. There are a number of minor double die obverses in the word trust. There are also a few that show some stuff down below the L of Liberty. There are some minor double die reverses as well. And that does it for coin number one. That's what we get. I will move on to coin number two and see what happens. So coin number one goes to Paul Hampton. And now for coin number two. Let me draw out Eric Beyer. Eric Beyer gets coin number two here. And nothing really to start. Looks like we may have a minor repunch mint mark. Maybe. Oh, let me draw this one in really close and see what happened, because it looks like we could have a minor repunch mint mark going on here. What is that? It is a repunch mint mark, I do believe. Here. Let me use my phone, which is currently baking in my pocket. Oh, come on. Trying to get my flashlight to turn on here. There we go. Man, this thing is so slow. Let's see if I can get this to shine on that serif. It looks like we have a tripled serif. At least a doubled serif. So I'm going to call this one, for right now, I'm going to call it an RPM and stick it off to the side. We're going to have to... Gosh, my phone is absolutely horrible. Need a new phone. Not now, though. I'll get a new phone when this virus goes away. Probably be midsummer before I'll have a new phone. But for right now, I'm just going to sit on it like it is. Been using it in crappy condition for months now. Somebody trying to call me. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Not going to do it now, though. Okay, so we got nothing on this side of the coin that we can see. A couple of spots I can see. Let's look at the reverse. Okay, nothing of major importance there either, so that's coin number 2. And we'll put coin number 2 in a holder. Now the double die that we're actually looking for, the FS101 double die, is a very, very nice double die. Shannon McCord gets coin number 3. And when you get a hold of it, they're actually quite valuable, especially if they're in earlier die state. The earlier die state ones are the better ones. They actually show some of the doubling of the 3 in the lower part of the 3 and below the 3. So that's actually kind of really cool. I look for everything. Major, minor, doesn't make any difference. I place a call on whether it's good enough to really be listed or if it's not really marketable after I finish going through the roll. So you might hear me say something to the effect of, I think I may have an RPM here. Pull it off to the side, and then later you get the coin and it's listed as a regular coin. That's only because I looked at it and it may have a minor double die or a minor repunchment mark, but it's not enough to photograph with the right amount of magnification so that other people could actually see what's going on the coin. A big old ball of wax on there. And determine what it is by looking at the coin. So I try to keep things in a realistic checkpoint. We're actually looking at something that is actually listable versus something that's just so minor we have to kind of give it a little nudge to even be visible. Okay, we got nothing here. Thought we had something maybe. Hello, Matthew the Great Coin Roll Hunter. We are doing a 1963D original bank wrap roll right now. This one is wrapped by the Cleveland Fed Reserve in 1963. Nothing on that side, so we haven't really found much so far. We found one RPM, has a nice split lower serif on it. This one's got a lot of wax buildup. A lot of wax on this coin. That comes from the machine that wraps them. Wax buildup happens from the paper because it is slightly wax coated. And that wax builds up and the machine stacks into the coins. Little balls of wax. And they stick to the coins over time. What am I doing? Chuck, do your job. Alright. Adam Chambers gets the next coin. Adam Chambers will pick up coin number 5. What do we have on coin number 5? Let's see here. Looks like he will not share in the RPM that we've already been finding here. A strange amount of wax on these. The wax comes directly off. It's very easy to get off with a little xylene. Xylene will break that wax down and knock it off the coin in a hurry. The only real concern that I have is the dark spots. Some of these dark spots are there for good. Like that one right there inside the T and the one above the NI. Those are there for good. Can't do anything about those without killing the coin. Alright, so that's Adam Chambers. Adam Chambers gets coin number 5, and it is a regular coin that I can see so far. Doug Reese. Do I still have pictures that you sent me on the 63D? I don't remember. I don't know. You have to realize I do so much stuff in a week's time. I don't remember things from one week to the next. I'm getting old. And here's another 63D. Well, let's see what we've got here. This one actually looks like it's probably a repunch mint mark. So a lot of extra thickness going on, especially in the upper half of the mint mark. Let's take a look up close and see what we see up close. Oh, there it is. Hello. There is a little split in the upper serif. There could be a split in the lower serif. We'll just set this aside, call it die number 2 for the day, and see what it brings us. That's in an effort to actually get through this roll in one day. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of old northeast die scratches coming off the face. They're really old. So, let's see if there's anything else that's more pressing that we can use for a good marker. A lot of wax on these coins. There's a large die scratch between the TY of Liberty. Can use that. So we'll do that. We'll use that TY of Liberty and the fact that it's a fat mint mark. Excuse me. I am having a little bit of an issue with hay fever right now. Looks like a die scratch out in front of the chin too. The one that yeah, there are a number of die scratches. Well, they're northeast to southwest die scratches. They're above the 63, and there's one above the 1 below the chin there. So that gives us a good idea of what we're looking at. That's die number 2 for the day. And let me check the reverse on this real quick. See whether there's anything major to speak of on the reverse of this coin. Now see, this one here is a nice mid-die state coin. It's a nice early to mid-die state coin on the reverse. And those of you who watch me regularly will understand what I'm saying. Those of you who haven't watched regularly may not. I'll get into that in another video later. So that's Eric Beyer. We're going to put this aside and call it an RPM for now. So that's going to be die number 2 for the day, and Doug Reese will get coin number 7. Oof. This one's got a nasty looking spot. Nope, that's all wax. It is weird how much wax there is in this. Okay, I'm sure Doug won't mind. I'm going to use this as an example and work with it for just a little while and show you what can be done with a little xylene and a Q-tip. So we see what's going on there right now. I'll pull this out and give it a good once over. Get rid of all that wax, kind of rolling a Q-tip around on it that is heavily impregnated with xylene, which does not affect the color or the luster of the coin itself. All it does is work to take all the contaminant bits off of the coin. And it does a very good job of that too. Unfortunately, the wax did have the opportunity to stain the coin somewhat, so I'm not going to get everything off of it. You're not going to be completely remiss of the fact that there was wax on the coin, but there will not be any wax on the coin when we look at it. This is the same coin. You can see where the wax was sitting. It is no longer there, and there's no wax anywhere else on the obverse of this coin. Beside the 3, would that be on this coin or a previous coin, Mr. Eubanks? So I'm just showing you how easy a little bit of xylene, this wax that comes from the mint, or comes from the Fed Reserve, how easily it will come off. The wax is a non-permanent issue. That's actually a struck through right there. Struck through a little bit of grease in the of. Here's another little fit of wax down here under the CE of scent. And so what I will do is I will just scoot this out real quick. And then put it back under. And there we go, it's gone. So xylene, any coins that come out with any value, xylene will take care of them. And it is not going to change the coin. It won't change the color. It won't change anything on the coin. And so that's coin number 7 right there. Unfortunately, not a dye variety, but it did have plenty of wax for me to show you guys how that comes straight off the coins. Xylene is not expensive. If you get it in the high test, high grade, see the last coin next to the 3. This is the last coin before that one. That's wax. That's wax buildup on the coin. That's on the RPM that we pulled for Eric Beyer. Now we're moving on to coin number 8. Coin number 8 will belong to... This is all about hay fever. That's all it is. I just got a cough and a sneeze from hay fever. No fever, no horrible symptoms, nothing going on with me that makes me feel ill. I'm just having to suffer through a little bit of extra sneeze. I'm really glad I quit smoking years ago, because that definitely helps with hay fever. Because when you get hay fever when you're a smoker, you're doubling up on your issues. And not being a smoker makes hay fever a lot easier to live through. Wow, a lot of wax buildup. Just a lot of it. But it will easily come off the coin. It's not something you have to worry about. This one goes to Joe McBride. It's coin number 8. And we'll move on to coin number 9. See what we got going on with coin number 9 here. And I'll go to Jim Fletcher. Is Jim in here? Jim Fletcher? Jim Fletcher, if you are present, please let me know. And this one appears to be the die number 1. Let's see if it is. What state you live in, Mr. Eubanks? I'm in North Carolina, and pretty much everything here turned green inside of a week. And my car is absolutely coated in yellow dirt, which is basically just pollen. You can probably take a look at it under my microscope and see that it is pollen. All of it. But it's, I mean, even my deck outside, my wooden deck is covered in yellow dirt. Just one of those things, I suppose we would say. But in the middle of a pandemic outbreak of a possibly deadly virus that gives you roughly the same symptoms to start off, it is a little spooky. I'm looking for my markers from the die number 1 to make sure that I'm not skipping any more of them, because that does help me. And we're suddenly exploding into spring, which, that's fine with me. It's the 19th of March right now. And given that it's the 19th of March, yeah, we should pretty much be over the whole winter season and over the snow and all that stuff. And I know there's people still get snow into April and May sometimes, ones that live up north. But here in North Carolina, I don't believe that we're going to have any more snow this year. Of course, as soon as I say that, we do. But I don't think we're going to have any more. We only had one snow this year, and it was about a half an inch. About drove everybody around here crazy, people panicking. It was, but I noticed, oddly enough, the people panicking was mostly just the journalists on TV. And most of the people in the neighborhood and around town and stuff, it didn't even affect them. It was like, okay, yeah, it snowed a little bit, big deal. Roads were clear the next day, even though they did close schools for it. They closed all the schools in the area. But that was on a Thursday evening, and then by the following Monday, everybody was back to normal. Everything was fine. And unfortunately, the people who believe that's going to be the case with this pandemic, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're going to be down and out for months before this actually goes away and gets better for all of us. Okay, one more shot with my xylene. We're going to take this off of this coin right here. See? Gone. Just like that. Doesn't do anything to the coin itself, except clean all that gunk off of it. Yeah, I highly doubt. Even when I lived in Missouri, getting snow even toward the last half of April was very uncommon. And we're farther south and closer to the coast and far lower in elevation here than we were in Missouri. So, kind of highly doubt any more snow here this year. Joe McBride. Joe McBride will get the next coin. I'm seeing nothing there right off the bat. We do have a achy spot on this coin. Oi, oi. Sorry about that. My chest is just about full. Gotta figure out what the best medication for this is so I can get over these symptoms. I don't think I have a cold, so I'm not going to be taking Dayflu or any of that kind of stuff. Water's not tough to get. Go downstairs, turn on the tap. Water works fine. Spending money on water right now is not a good idea, I don't think. Running water directly from the tap is probably the best way to handle having water right now. I do believe this one is my die number 1 for the day. Maybe. Yeah, we have that split on the lower and we have that little split on the upper. This is going to be die number 1 for the day again. Hello, Jessica. We got a couple of little minor things coming amidst a whole bunch of waxy coins, and some of them have spots. Some of the spots are kind of bad. I do believe this one is one of the RPMs, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in a holder. It's going to be for Levels of Madness. And put it in a holder and put it in the pile for RPMs to check it again for sure, thinking that I may have already seen an RPM on that coin. But I will be checking the entire remainder of the roll just to be sure one way or the other. That was lucky coin number 13. We're going to be moving on to coin number 14 now. And coin number 14 goes to Chuck Patillo. Coin number 14 to Chuck Patillo. It does have some wax on it, but it doesn't really have any spotting. It's really hard to tell with this misshapen D. It's a really strange looking mint mark shape. It looks like we could have some doubling on just about all of them, but I'm smarter than that. I'm going to resort to the "this could be something" pile and look through the entire roll later to ascertain one way or the other as to whether we have anything worth listing and pulling out, photographing, and taking care of. So I've put that into the could be pile. And we got Shannon McCord, coin number 15, coin number 15. What is all of this? It's just wax. Well, I don't really understand the extreme amount of wax buildup on these coins, but it will come off. Never fear, wax is not a permanent thing. And this one, I do believe, could be one of our minor RPMs. Just, I can't even see under the L right now to tell whether or not we have a bar L, but we have nothing else going on here. I will be sure to check that L later. Any of these that need a xylene pull, I'll just work on them for you. Make sure that you do or don't have a normal coin. Alright, Jim Fletcher gets coin number 16. Jim Fletcher, or if you are in the house, please let me know. That is definitely one of our split lower serifs right there. I do believe. This does not have the markers that die one had. So we're dealing with different markers here, which definitely means we could have a different die. We got so much wax in different areas of this coin. Makes it a little difficult to determine what is going on with it. Alright, well, let's just keep moving. See if we can see anything major. If there's anything minor coming in, I'll be looking at it again. So just be comforted by the fact that we do have a few minor RPMs in this roll so far. But I have not seen any of the doubled 3, which is really what we're looking after. Trying to find those bar L's, the doubled eyelids, the doubled die reverse. That's coin number 17, Shannon McCord. Let's go ahead to coin number 18. Coin number 18 will go to Jeff Dunn. Jeff Dunn gets coin number 18 right here. Nothing out of the ordinary going on here. And we'll take a look at the reverse, and we don't see anything doubled on the reverse. We'll put this one in its holder. It's coin number 18 to Jeff Dunn. On to coin number 19. 19 will go to Steve A. Steve A gets coin number 19 right here. This one is an RPM for sure. I'm bringing it in real close. There's your lower serif and your upper serif are both split just a little bit. I was also kind of looking at the upper curve, thinking that it might be a hook or something coming off the upper curve. But that could be a stain. That could be another issue altogether. But I think that's what we're looking at here. I'll lower my scope down just a hair. There we go. But I think this is another minor repunchment mark. There's definitely some odd shapes around the mint mark. And so we'll consider that as a possible RPM listing. And that's coin number 19. Coin number 19 in this roll goes to Steve A. Coin number 20 goes to Jeff Dunn. Jeff Dunn gets coin number 20, and this is what it looks like. Not seeing anything super special on this one. A little bit of wax again. That's no surprise at this point. Okay. Folder up coin number 20. Bring out coin number 21. This one's to Jeff Dunn. We'll bring out coin number 21 now. And hey, Jeff Stanley, these were sold actually last night during a reveal. Had that reveal for the 55D roll. And I sold these at the end of that reveal because I did not have an opportunity to get everything ready by the Tuesday night auction. So they were supposed to be sold at the Tuesday night auction, but I didn't actually get them out until yesterday. We have a relatively shiny coin here with a couple of spots. Do you guys believe I've not stepped outside my door today? Not stepped outside today yet. Yes, given that it's 3:30 in the afternoon, as soon as I finish this, I probably should go outside. The wife is here. She's taken the dog out a couple of times. Maybe it's my turn. Paul Hampton. The word with this COVID virus is social distance. You want to go outside. You want to get exposure. You want to get sunlight. You want to be out there. You just don't want to do it with your neighbor. Pretty simple. That's what they're saying. That's what I'm believing for now because, well, while I understand Lincoln Sense a lot better than most of the people in our government and the CDC, they understand their jobs a lot better than I do. So I'm going to pay attention. Do what I'm supposed to do. I am insanely angry at all the people on the beaches in Florida right now. They're going to party. Yeah, well, partying during a time when you got thousands of people dying of a disease in your country is not exactly kosher. Not at all. Chuck, why is there a big box on my porch? I don't know. Go open it. Doug Reese. Doug Reese gets the next coin. Has a big spot of wax on it, but that'll come right off. And other than that, I'm not seeing anything special. This could be one of the minor RPMs, but we're going to go back and look at all these later. You may get a surprise. You may get a surprise in the context that we could have some RPMs that I'm not catching right now because they're just minor, difficult to see. Look, in this day and age right now, it's more important for me to know that you guys are okay. I just want to know that everybody's doing okay. Even if we have to come on here and just go through rolls because nobody's buying, then that's what I'll do. I'll just go through rolls. As long as I can do it, as long as I have an internet connection, as long as I'm healthy and those around me are healthy, I'm going to keep this channel healthy. And this channel will be healthy by actually being here, whether it's one person or 100 that show up. I just want to know that all of you guys in my extended internet family are doing well. That's what I really want. So there's coin number 24. Coin number 24 didn't really have anything in it. That's for Joe McBride. Joe McBride, and then we're going to go to coin number 25. Coin number 25 will be for Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton will get coin number 25. Let's take a look at it real quick. Ooh. Oh, just spot inside the 3, but from this angle it looked like it could be something good. But from this angle you can see it's just a spot. But it is, I do believe, an RPM, so we will put it in the RPM pile and look at it later. We got 30 watching and only 16 likes. Can we get a fix on that, folks? Let's get a fix on the whole 30 watching, 16 likes thing. Because what I'm looking for is for everyone who participates to smash that like button because, well, it doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost me anything. And it doesn't actually make anything for me. All it does is help my channel with the algorithms in their search engine to be sure that everyone likes the content they see, that it is subject related to the subject of the film, to the video, and that there is a little bit of lamination peel going on here. No, that's just wax. Sorry. Just wax. Yep, that's just a little ball of wax sitting on the coin. And we're also looking that the people who come here to see this educational content are actually being educated, and they're being educated properly, and I'm not trying to scam people, and I'm not trying to beef people up on something that isn't true. I'm just giving you guys the word. And that's what I'm trying to do here. Now we got 30 watching, 21 likes, so some people heard it. Steve A gets the next coin in the roll. There's one for Steve A. And it looks like it could be one of the minor RPMs. I've been pulling out of this roll so far. And that is a ball of wax. And it's wax that comes from the wrapping machine. It comes off easily, as I have demonstrated before in this video. It comes off easily and completely from the coin with xylene. X-Y-L-E-N-E. Xylene. Get the laboratory grade xylene, not the paint thinner. You can buy it from... I got mine, let's see, where did I get it from? I think I got it from Edmund Scientific. I think I got mine from Edmund Scientific. I think it cost about $20 for, looks like a pint-sized jar. What is the size of this? Doesn't even say the size on the jar. Comes from ScienceCompany.com. ScienceCompany.com. And they're not telling me. I'm going to figure this is probably about a 16-ounce bottle. 500 milliliters. There it is. 500 milliliters. It's half a liter. How should I have known that it would be in metric measurement? Half a liter is a quarter of a 2-liter bottle. Everybody knows the size of a 2-liter bottle. What's that under this hill? Is it a spot? Or is it a double die? Okay, let's get close. Nice little sound effects I've got going on there. Let's take a good look at this. No, too high. There we are. Hey, there's some chance this could be a double die obverse. It's going to be a bar underneath the L. I can't see very well right now what it is. I turn it on around this way. Where did it go? Oh, that's the shoulder. There it is. Turn that light way up and see what we can find once we turn the light way up. Now it looks like a spot. Unfortunately, that looks like a spot. Well, I'll mark it to look at it more closely later, but I do believe that to be a spot on the coin. And what I'll do with that, that's for levels of madness. So what we'll do is we'll put it in a holder, stick it off to the side, make sure we take a better look at it later. No, this is from ScienceCompany.com. ScienceCompany.com. Somebody spell that out. ScienceCompany.com. There's Farm Dog. Farm Dog comes up with coin number 29. Farm Dog with coin number 29. I'll actually show you guys the bottle after I get finished with this. I bought this bottle probably somewhere between 8 and 10 years ago, and it's still 2/3 full. So I don't think you'll ever have a problem with running out. There we go, ScienceCompany.com. Paula Bloom, hey, how you doing? Nice to know you're safe. Hope the family is all the same. Hope everybody out there is doing well. It's not a good time to have hay fever. I'll tell you that for sure. Farm Dog got his. Now Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton is going to get what appears to be one of the minor RPMs. I'll have to take a better look at it later to know for sure one way or the other. And finally the air conditioner shuts off and I get a little more peace. It's like living in a damned wind tunnel. I do not like the ventilation system in this house. Alright, there's coin number 30. That's for Paul Hampton. We'll move on to coin number 31. Coin number 31 will go to Jeff Dunn. Jeff Dunn gets this coin right here. Well, and once again, it looks like we are looking at a normal coin. Notice that the absence of wax. There's a little tiny bit right there. But mostly there's an absence of wax on this side of this coin. Look at that. Nifty network of die cracks going on there. We've got no double die or no RPM to mention on this coin, but the absence of wax coating this coin is actually kind of strange, considering all the wax we've seen on the other coins. Looks like a die break at the lower left base. Die break, die chip, whatever you want to call it. Die break and die chip are almost synonymous terms. However, there have been guidelines laid out by the error community on the difference between a die chip and a die break. I believe it's a size thing, so size does matter. There's Mr. Worley. That is one of the minor RPMs right there. It is for sure upper and lower split serif. Well, Kevin, it is known in at least France, Spain, and Italy that nearly 40% of hospitalized patients are younger than 54 years old, and that the number of critically ill people in ICUs who are younger is also growing. So this is not something that younger people are immune to. And even if they were immune so far as showing symptoms is concerned, no one is immune to catching it. Small children everywhere have the virus, but it doesn't present symptoms. 4 millimeters. That's exactly what I thought it was, but I didn't want to say so because I didn't want to seem like I was giving information when I didn't really know. The 4 millimeters is what I was thinking, the difference between a chip and a brake. 4 millimeters, given that a link and send is 19 millimeters, and 4 goes into 18, 4.5 times. So we're talking about nearly 1/4 of the way across a link and send for something to be broken and missing. Would we actually go with a die chip or die break? So die breaks would still be rather rare considering that rule. That was coin number 33. Now looking at coin number 34. 34 will go to Adam Chambers. Coin number 34 to Adam Chambers. Oh, I've been kind of listening to different news outlets during the day. Just kind of listening to it while it's on my TV back behind me while I'm actually doing work. Not really paying attention to any of it as 100% news, because we know that they embellish things and make things seem like more than they are. And it's really odd that usually they do that when there is nothing going on and they have to get ratings. But when there is something going on, they should really kind of cut out the whole embellishing part and just report the news, because that's all we really want. We just want to know what's going on. Sup, Jeff? Farm Dog. Farm Dog will get the next coin in the roll. We do have a minor RPM here, however, this one is damaged. Damaged by a little hit on the coin. I think it's one of the minor RPMs. I haven't run into anything yet in this roll that is something I know is definitely listed someplace. Nothing yet. Kind of crossing our fingers and hoping. We're up to coin number 35 now, though, so the likelihood is rather slim. Your likelihood of running into something is never nil until you have been through all the coins in the roll. Because I have seen one coin in a roll be the only variety known for that roll. And in fact, I have seen it as the last coin in the roll. And it was a valuable variety, too. Look at that. Got ourselves a wrapper going to Farm Dog. All right, Farm Dog on here real quick with my magic marker. There we go. Farm Dog will pick up the wrapper on this. It is a Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland wrapper from 1963. And we'll go on to find the next person in the roll, Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton will get the next coin, which is coin number 36. That is a minor RPM. You can see it on the top and the bottom. And it could easily be one that's listed. Just don't know right now because I'm not really into breaking to go look at a listing when we can just get done with the roll and I'll look later. You find out when you get them. So who's next? Who is next? Going to be Harry Buyer. Harry Buyer is going to get the next coin in the roll. And appears we do not have an RPM this time around. Flip it over and see what we've got on the reverse, if anything. Reverses are not so typically known for die varieties on 1963D Lincoln cents. So I'm not really expecting to find anything. I'm just kind of hoping we do. Hope is never a bad thing. May not get you anything, but once in a while it'll bring something. Hope is always a good thing. You can't hurt anything with hope. Kind of makes you feel better too. Like, I hope this pandemic goes away soon. I have not done anything to affect it, but I'm sure being positive in saying that. Need to get the younger people, the younger generation, to start paying attention to the social distancing, because it doesn't do any good unless everyone practices it. I don't do social distancing within my own house. I do when I'm outside the house, which is very infrequently at this point. Went to the mailbox yesterday, went to the grocery store again yesterday with my wife. We went to Publix, and Publix was full as if it were normal, except for the paper towels, the toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and other things that nobody in the country can get right now. Shannon gets coin number 39. But everything else on the shelves were completely stocked up. Everything was just fine, and a bunch of people in the store walking around doing normal shopping. Nobody hitting each other and nobody bopping each other over the head to get the next loaf of bread. There's plenty of bread. There's plenty of milk. Now, the eggs were empty. There were no eggs. But there was plenty of bread, plenty of milk. So, I don't really quite know what everybody is in such a panic for over food. Our food distribution system is only affected poorly right now because of the rush to the store to buy everything. What I prefer people do, find those little businesses that are still open, perhaps a restaurant or a pub or something that is open and delivering food to people, because most restaurants around the country are closed now. But they're only closed, their dining area is closed. Typically, if you give them a call, they're all there waiting to cook food for you. Give them a call, order something, go by and pick it up, or call Grubhub and let them deliver it for you so they can make some money. Because everybody's suffering right now. Everyone is suffering. One way or another, everyone is in this. We are all in it together. We're all here together. With a little care, a little assistance, and a lot of hope, we'll all make it through together. That's what hope does for us. Doug Reese. Doug Reese will get coin number 41. Coin number 41 is an RPM, it looks like. It does appear to be an RPM. Yep, most of your grocers are going to be larger companies that can weather the storm, especially places like Walmart. We all know that Walmart's going to be around. I'm not saying not to support Walmart. I'm just saying they don't need your support nearly as badly as your local businesses do. especially the little Italian restaurant down the corner run by a mom and pop who are doing everything they can to stay open, cooking trays of spaghetti to send out to people. All you have to do is call them up, pay them a few dollars. They'll get it to you. You don't have to break the social distancing. They can leave it on your porch. Let you know it's there. You open up your door to nobody, but a nice little pile of hot spaghetti waiting for you. Shannon McCord. Get this coin. Has a little spot above the 1.9. Looks like a little rusty looking spot. It's all I'm saying is just, I mean, and I know that you guys are famous for it because you keep giving coins to each other through these shows. You're really good about treating each other well. So, I mean, I would expect nothing less from you because you're my customers. You got to be good people. And you're working with each other, working with everyone from a distance, from a safe distance. And we're going to work on getting through this together. I'm doing my part right here. I want to make sure that I continue this level of education and entertainment for all. That one's definitely an RPM right there. Definitely a nice low RPM. That's going to Joe McBride. Dog's barking at somebody downstairs. And I'll get all that crap off of it before I send you the coin. I know you don't mind. So there we go. That's a nice RPM for Joe McBride. That one is likely to be listed. That's going to be coin number 43 in the roll. Moving on to coin number 44. 44 will go to Eric Beyer. Eric Beyer gets coin number 44. And this is what it looks like. Not seeing anything on here right now. Sorry about the incessant coughing. But happens to be a case of hay fever. Every tree in Wake County, which is where I live, Wake County, North Carolina, seems to have turned green all within a 4-day period of time, all at the same time. So the pollen count around here is astronomical. There we go. There's a 1963 DRPM, or it looks like a slight RPM, at least on the bottom serif it does. All right. Let's flip it over and take a good look. There's some break on the eave there, the right eave. Got nothing else going on. I actually think, with regard to die break and die chip, they can be different also in the sense of how deep they are. You can tell if you've got a nice deep crack with a whole bunch of stuff poking up. I'd call that a die break, if it's a crack and a chip together. Whereas just a chip, you get a little tiny chip out of the corner of a letter, or a little chip in the top of the 5 of the date, or something to that effect. I don't think we're actually talking about a die break there. That's just a chip. But something where there's a large ball of metal on the right edge of the memorial with a huge die crack running all the way down the 12th column. Or maybe a die crack running out toward the rim. That to me is a die break. Alright, let's see. Jeff Dunn. Hey, well, Bill, you haven't missed a whole lot, actually. There are some minor RPMs popping up out of this. This is one of the minor RPMs we've been seeing. And other than that, just a lot of wax on these coins. Not really sure where this little bit of wax buildup comes from, but I've shown everybody that it comes off very easily with xylene. I'll come on camera and I'll show it to you here at the end of the gig that we've got going on right now. And you'll be able to see it for yourself. Works very well. I would definitely use it in a highly ventilated area simply because it is very stinky, which probably means it's very toxic. Joe McBride. It has kind of a sort of an alcohol smell, not really a turpentine smell. It smells clean. It smells like, disinfectant. It has a rather sharp tinge to it. And I'm sure it is very flammable. And I'm also sure it is very dangerous to breathe a lot of it in. So use it in a well-ventilated area. There's a lot of places that are serving menu meals, but there are also a lot of places that have gone down to like 1 or 2 different choices so they can keep things simple. And they're just making meals. All you got to do is get a hold of them on Facebook, call them up on the phone, or just go to Grubhub. They'll go by and pick it up and bring it to you. If you're too afraid to get outside, or if you're already sick, definitely if you're already sick, don't go anywhere. It's like I'm kind of self-quarantining here because I have a couple of possible symptoms that could possibly be maybe the beginnings of coronavirus, but I don't think so. I think this is just hay fever. But since I've not been tested, I can't say it's just hay fever. Although I get it every year and it feels exactly like this. It just happened to come up at the exact same time that not only is there an epidemic running around the world, but there's also, this is the last coin in the roll right here, number 50, the Levels of Madness. And this is the end roll coin, as you can tell. Do have possibly a minor RPM going on there. We got a lot of end roll stuff going on this coin. Coin counter scratching. Boy, this is just kind of horrible. Sorry, Levels. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, right? Yeah, no, this is just all these lines right here. This is the scratching that happens, and that's the leftover rubber stuff from a coin that gets stopped underneath the counting wheel on a counter. So this was actually the first coin into the roll because it was stuck as being the 51st coin from the previous roll that stopped in the machine, and the wheel kept rubbing on it until they hit the button to throw the next roll in, and this was the first coin. So it not only went into the roll first and got scratched all over the back side, but the front side has the toning / spots from being at the end of the roll. So there you have it. Kind of ugly, but yeah, we'll get over it, right? Those usually just go in the copper bucket for me. Alright, and our bag is empty now. We have 50 coins out. I have a number of RPMs here. However, I have not necessarily split all of them up. I'm going to have to go through this entire roll under my scope to be sure of what I did or did not get. We got all 50 coins here ready for that action. Let me switch over. It's not swatch over. We're going to switch over to clear liquid. Get it back here so it will focus in. Come on, focus. Okay. It's having trouble focusing. Let me try this. We'll just hold it this far away. Xylene or xylenes. This is from the Science Company. And so that's what I use. I appreciate everyone dropping by. It's 4 o'clock now. Only got 2 hours to get eaten in and getting everything working. I think we're going to order pizza from the local pizza company today and have them deliver it to us. I'm not going to Pizza Hut, and I'm not going to Domino's or any of those places that are likely to survive the storm. We're going to do Johnny's, local company. Got 4 or 5 locations, but it's a local company here in North Carolina. So we're going to order from them today. SRK Ironman. I have all of the wrappers going back a number of weeks or months here. I'm going to send them all out as soon as I can figure out exactly what to send them in. I'm working on that. So you will get your wrapper for sure. The next reveal is coming up at 6 p.m. It's going to be a 1970S roll. Brand new original 1970S roll. There is a Q&A tonight on CoinDragon's channel. Q&A starts at 8:30. And yeah, I'm going to have to cancel tonight. I'm going to have to cancel my 9 o'clock tonight. I'll change the 9 o'clock tonight to tomorrow evening. I'll just reshuffle the schedule and I'll post it on Facebook for everyone. Because I mistakenly scheduled a 9 o'clock reveal. And I can't do that. Not on top of the Q&A show. Well, it's not that I'm going to cancel it. Do you want me to still do it tonight? People can watch both. How do you pay attention to both? Doing fine, AZ Coins. And Hector's here. Okay, so I will go ahead and broadcast tonight. It's tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We're going to have a 1972 Philadelphia roll. It's an original bank wrap roll. So we're going to do... We've done the 1959. We've done the 1963. We have a 1970S coming up later, and then a 1972 Philadelphia tonight. And either tomorrow or Saturday, we will do a 1985D, 1987D, 1995D, 1997 Philadelphia, and a 1998 Philadelphia roll. All of those have nice things that could be found in them. We will do them either during Friday or during Saturday. And then Sunday is Jessica's auction. Sunday at 3 o'clock Eastern, or 3 o'clock Central Time. 3 o'clock Central Time on Sunday is Jessica's Coin Night Live Auctions Weekend Edition. And then next Tuesday, I will be having an auction again where I will be selling far more of these roll reveals because, well, what do we have to do other than roll reveals, right? Sit around watching the news and letting the media get us all scared about the epidemic? I'd rather just do a coin reveal. So here we go. Now tomorrow, I probably won't try to fulfill all of them tomorrow. I've got 5 more to do this week. So I'll probably do 3 tomorrow and 2 on Saturday. And I will order them such that I will have the nicer or more expectant rolls later in the day. So like 1995D. 1995D, frankly, is a roll where you either hit big or you don't hit at all. So chances are we're not going to hit it all. But if we hit big, we got some real money makers in there. But I'm going to take it as in it probably won't hit at all, and it's going to be an early tomorrow thing. While the 1985D is much nicer. 1985D roll has a decent chance of producing RPMs. 1997 Philadelphia, probably not going to produce the double deers, but you never know. We got 50 coins there coming from who knows where. They could easily produce the double deers or Phantom D. We have the 1998 Philadelphia roll. We could get some white AMs. We could get some Phantom S coins. So, I mean, there's all kinds of nifty things that can be pulled out of the rolls that we're going to be doing over the next couple of days. I think I'm only going to try to do 3 tomorrow, and then I'll do 2 more on Saturday. So, I appreciate it, everybody. I thank you for showing up. And you guys stay safe. Keep your social distance. Watch the news enough to have an idea of what's going on. And I will talk to you later.